Hello, everyone. My guest today is Alon Muroch. She is an Israeli entrepreneur focused on developing code from an early age. She's been working for many different startups over the past decade, across many roles. In 2014, he read the Satoshi white paper, which inspired him to explore and get deeply involved in the world of blockchain and crypto technology. He was a code contributor to Bitcoin, Ethereum, developing his own multi-sig P2P wallet, peer-to-peer wallet, and later co-founded Blocks.io, which we'll talk about today. Alon, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, tell us. Thanks for coming on, man. All right, tell us about Blocks. What's the company do?
So Blocks is developing a crypto asset tracking, management, and bookkeeping platform. Basically, we develop an A to Z management platform for crypto professionals, might it be individuals or companies, to really engage with their crypto assets on a day-to-day basis, and do a wide variety of different functionalities that you have to have built in place in order to really be in this space.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so and how are you guys making money? Is it a SaaS platform or what?
Yeah, it's a SaaS platform. You have a monthly subscription. We actually start from $100 a month. You still have the free tier, but once you are a professional, might be an individual or a company, we start from $100 a month and going up depending on different parameters like the number of transactions you have, assets under management, and so on.
And so, what's the average customer pay per month?
Well, it's difficult to say. My guess is that the average will probably pay around $250, something like that.
200-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And when did you launch the company? What year?
So we've launched at March 2017, so around 2 years ago. We had a long kind of way. We developed a ton of things along the way. And kind of the product you see today is really the culmination of the past 2 years.
And how many customers have you scaled to?
So we have the individual side and the company side, let's say, or individuals. We have around 100,000. Most of them are free tier.
Yeah. Sorry,
so
just paid customers. How many paid?
So around 100.
Okay, 100 paid customers total today. That's great. Now, how did you find these folks? So it sounds like you were already contributing in these ecosystems. Did you just stick a link up and say, come use us?
No, so we are very involved in the industry. We've been in the industry. I've personally been in the industry, the blockchain industry, for around 6 years now. So we know our way and we know the different companies and the different players in the industry. And so it really was just a thing, just approaching them, offering product as we go along, get more and more clients. And it's also important to say that this version of the product where you have the free tier, but also the premium tier. The premium tier has only been around for the past 4 months. So we only started to really offer it since the beginning of the year. And so from the beginning of the year, we started to basically approach different companies, and we managed to onboard around 100. Really the top tier companies in the industry, the kind of the bread and butter, the guys who develop, the guys or the grassroots kind of companies, and through us and by Blocks, they manage over $3 billion worth of crypto today. So again, giants from eToro all the way to the small companies, really the top professionals.
So I'm sorry, I want to really dial in, right? So 100,000 free users, 100 today are paying $200 a month. So you're doing about $20,000 per month in SaaS revenue today. Is that right?
We're doing. I can't get into the exact numbers, but we're doing more than that because we have part of the customization installation part. Which
no. I'm just talking SaaS.
Just recurring revenue. It's still a bit more than 20,000.
Okay.
But I think that one of the key things we decided from the get-go is to really cut the prices. If you compare us to our competitors, most of our competitors take anywhere from starting from around $500 a month. And so we decided that we don't want the price to be a factor in the decision because we want to be aggressive. And so from the get-go, we started with very low numbers in terms of
no, I think it's fine. It's a market grab play. I get it. But if 100 customers today paying north of $200 a month, north of 20 grand a month today, help us understand growth. In December of 2018, so about 6 months ago, what were you doing per month back then?
So back then, nothing, because again, the premium version was only launched for 4 months ago.
So true or false? You've gone from nothing to about north of $20,000 a month in pure software revenue under 6 months.
4 months, 4.5 months.
Yeah, 4.5 months. That's great. Now, have you done this all bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
So we did raise capital.
Oh, Alon, I liked you so much, and then you destroy my heart and you tell me you've raised capital.
I'm sorry, dude.
How much have you raised?
So let me destroy your heart a bit more. So we did do a small seed round back in 2017, early 2017. Then we did an ICO, where we sold tokens. And we can get to what the token does in the system, but we sold tokens. That was July 2017. We raised $10 million. And basically from that moment on, we are running on that amount of money. We sold tokens and the seed round.
Hold on. Break this down real quick. Just ignore the ICO and the token issuance. Just equity that you've sold.
Just under $1 million.
Okay,
like
so
that.
we'll call it a
seed round. Just under $1 million.
Okay, we'll call it $1 million seed round. And was that a convertible note or pure equity?
It started as a convertible note, was an element of the tokens themselves as well. So the equity investors also got some sort of a discount on the tokens. Mostly just convertible notes.
Okay, so $1 million in cash, basically. You then, a year later, it sounds like, did an ICO. You sold $10 million worth of the token at the time. How much of that did you convert immediately to fiat?
Actually, not a lot. I mean, we converted some, but we still had some from the actual seed round. So, but we started selling, during 2017 and early 2018. We were very conservative in the way we managed ourselves because we did nothing in the crypto to pay salaries. We didn't get into the whole hype of, the craziness of 2017. And so the end result was really, we converted enough fiat to last for around 4 years.
How much was that, though? Are you talking like a 2 million, 5 million? How much?
North of 15 million, just in fiat.
Wait, hold on. I'm confused. You said you did a $10 million ICO.
Yeah, I know, because of the appreciation. So when we raised the ICO, Ethereum was around $150.
Yep.
Right. So it went all the way up to $1,200. So we literally enjoyed that appreciation during 2017. So we've managed to sell some of it to fiat. Most of the crypto is still in crypto. We didn't convert most of it. But the end result was that we converted enough to have around 4 or 5 years of runway, which means if you kind of calculate backwards, we still have around 2.5 years of runway only on our fiat, and the rest of it is still in crypto, which we barely use. We hold and pay for a few occasions, but mostly it's still there.
So let me summarize this. Then I want to talk about the actual the value of the token in your ecosystem. So you raised $1 million seed round before 2017. That was pure fiat, right? And then in 2017, you did a $10 million ICO. At the time, Ethereum was about $150 a pop. Over the next 12 months after that, as Ethereum went from $150 to $1,200 each, you'd convert about $15 million to fiat, which you believe is enough to cover your burn for the next 4 years. The rest you've left in your token.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a year and a half ago, right? So the actual burn rate relative to the amount of money the company has, that gives you around 4 years of runway. So it's not theoretical; it's actually what's happening.
Okay, very cool. Now, what's team size today? How many people?
So we had around 35 people. We're growing slowly. I think that by the end of the year, we'll probably hit 40.
Okay.
Most of them are, developers, product guys, and now we're obviously, because we got into the kind of the premium side of the product, we also have salespeople. Only in the US, that's our focus. We have, and so you start seeing the team in the US starting to build up, and more people, and they do customer, just customer stuff, so sales, support, and stuff like that.
And Alon, how aggressive are you being in terms of growth? How much are you burning per month right now?
So my guess, we're burning around 4 million a year, something like that. So what
is
it?
320?
Yeah, something like that. And so, and I know, as you know, it's mostly for salaries. We don't do a lot of marketing in terms of, just crazy marketing budgets. Most of it is salaries, but we are very aggressive in the way we manage ourselves in terms of the product and the offering. Mm-hmm. Again, one of the things we did 4 months ago is really decided we want to focus on the professional side of what we do and the product does. And in 4 months, we were very aggressive in the way we manage ourselves. And today, I think, and I'm happy to say that we are, I think, by far the best solution for individuals and companies on the professional side of things. So, if you're holding and managing crypto assets as a professional, you should be using blocks, and I don't think there's a lot of other alternatives on that high quality like we do.
Alon, I want to get more into kind of your vision, but first, at the peak of Ethereum, when it was the most kind of, again, per token, what was your ICO, your $10 million ICO worth? Did you guys push 90 million, 100 million, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, if you completely kind of exclude any sales along the way, then yeah, I mean, it's like 7-8x on the actual ICO.
And now it's back down to, I think, 170 this morning. So you're back down to around like the original value of the ICO, around 10, 11, 12 million bucks of the total tokens issued.
Yeah, but I think that, again, the way we manage ourselves put us in a position where obviously everyone wants the market to go up. But I mean, it takes the speculation out of our decision making, because we have enough fiat to run. And so we're not stressed about, how we're going to pay paychecks, payroll.
But Alon, my question here is this, right? There doesn't seem to be any downside, or didn't seem to be any, to these folks doing ICOs and converting 60, 70, 80% of the ICO to fiat instantly, right? If you had done that at the peak of 1200, you're putting 80 million, 90 million bucks in the company bank account, right? Which you could invest in growth. Right. But in your opinion, would that have hurt the ecosystem you're building? Because that's a negative sign to your users that you actually don't care about the value of your token since you just got rid of them?
So you need to differentiate between the actual Ether we received for the tokens and the token of the company itself. The company never sold any tokens. We don't do it today. We didn't do it back then. And so that's a very important distinction to make. And the Ether itself, you're absolutely correct. I think that, if you're in the ecosystem and you're selling all your crypto, that's saying something. But on the other hand, again, I mean, you saw the craziness of 2017, and I think it was smart to sell.
Alon, how did you distribute your company tokens relative to how much Ether you were selling to people? What was the ratio, or how'd you do that?
What do you mean?
You said that you sold. You said you just sold. You didn't sell tokens. You sold Ethereum, right? So, right. But you also must have tokens that you have out in the wild. You're distributing them based off utility value back to blocks somehow. So my question is, like, how many of your tokens are out in the wild that are not owned by the company?
My personal, the company's.
No. What you guys have given out as incentives to users to use the tool.
Oh, right. So during the ICO, we sold 50% of the circulating value.
Okay.
Which grew a bit because we did a couple of incentive programs and stuff like that. So I think around now it's about 60% circulating value from the total amount.
And what's the name? It's called the block token?
So it's called CDT, and you can go search it. CDT, that's the symbol, and you can go or blocks, and you can go search it on CoinMarketCap.
Yeah,
and you'll find it there.
Very cool. Okay, good. So this is helpful to understand. Talk to me about churn. So you've signed customers up. Are they all really sticky? Has anyone started paying you $200 a month and canceled?
So we actually had a couple of companies, just going bankrupt. I think like 2 or 3 of them. So that was the majority of the churn we had. So literally 2 or 3 companies, just didn't have enough money to go about their business.
So with 100 companies today, if you've lost, call it 2 or 3, it sounds like maybe you're churning maybe 2% per month is worst case.
It's very low. I mean, if you look at the actual product and what it does, it's a very sticky product. So it's very hard to convince people to start using it because, or I wouldn't say very hard, but it takes a while to explain and get them on board. But once they're on board, and they know how the product works, it's very hard to turn you back and use something else. Again, because it's one of the leading products, and also because of the way it's built. It's very similar to Salesforce. I don't know if you ever use Salesforce.
Yeah, of course. But what are you pricing against? So if someone signs up for $200 a month, what's going to make them go to $500 per month? Is it literally just crypto assets under management?
Crypto assets under management, number of transactions, and a few other things. But those are the 2 main things. By the way, you can go to our website and see exactly what you have under every plan. But I mean, if you think about it, and I think it's a very interesting thing we did in terms of how we priced it, because when the market is down, the prices are very low because the assets under management down dramatically, and the number of transactions you do goes dramatically, and so we are able to onboard those guys at low prices. But when the market turns up and everyone, the market goes up, people doing more business, more transactions, more assets under management, they will be charged more, but also they're willing to pay more because it gives them more value. They have more money.
Yeah, but you don't drive a ton of I mean, I don't mean to call you out here, but like it's $250 a month at 60 million in AUM versus $100 per month with 20 million in AUM. I mean, that means your max expansion there is like an extra $150 a month.
Right. I lost you the last.
I'm just reading your pricing page, right? So $100 a month for 20 million bucks in AUM, $250 a month for 60 million in AUM. I mean, you must have people with more than 60 million bucks in AUM. What's the person paying you the most? How much are they paying you per month?
Or around $5,000.
Okay, got it. And how much AUM is that one?
I can't say.
Okay,
the company, it's hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of million. Okay, got it. Very cool. All right, that's good. Now, how do you sign up? I mean, you have 100 customers today. How do you sign up your next 100, do you think?
So I think it's a culmination of, first of all, again, pushing our brand name because, again, 4 months ago, we were non-existent in the professional side of things. And so we see more and more companies and more professionals starting to refer people to us or companies to us. But also, I think it's just how aggressive we do our sales. We're increasing our sales teams, and so we're getting to more and more leads, getting more and more conversions, and also the market itself. I mean, when the market gets better, I think it's better for everyone, and so I think the culmination of all those things will drive adoption.
Alon, what are you willing to spend to get a new $200 per month customer? What's your fully weighted CAC, would you say?
So I think that we don't have the numbers yet, again, just because of the short term since we started. So it's only 4 months. But I think that we're willing to pay probably around $700 or $800 for a subscriber on the lowest tier.
Which is $200 a month, right?
So, no, it's the $100 a month.
Okay,
that's the lowest tier, the lowest plan, which is $100 a month. And so we actually started experimenting with a bit of referral programs, and so I think that's around between $500 and $800 a month. But again, we'll tune it as we go because we don't know the lifetime value of the clients yet because again we didn't even have a year or two of experience.
Yeah, I mean the only way to even forecast that is 2% churn per month or about 24% churn per year if you extrapolate, which is dangerous. All I'm saying is you can take.
Nathan,
Alon, I'm going to repeat it. You can basically say you have 2% churn. You've told me so far you had 2 or 3 people cancel on 100 people, right? So let's say worst case is 20 or 24% churn annually, which gives you a 50-month lifetime value at $200 a month. That gives you a $10,000 LTV, but that's very dangerous to extrapolate like that. But that probably is the best data you have right now.
But again, I mean, I think that our focus and because of our financial resources, I think that our objective is not necessarily to optimize on the revenue right now, but it's really to take market share. I mean, again, the only thing you really need to do in a crazy market like the crypto market is really to grow as fast as the market grows. And so I think that's definitely our objective. If we can put ourselves with the right product at the right time and grow as fast as the market can, I'm not too worried on revenue, at least let's say the next year or two.
Well, the revenue should take care of itself if the market's growing. If it doesn't, if the market doesn't grow, then revenue is not going to take care of yourself when you have to do something else.
Definitely, but it's also the side of optimizing on the revenue, right? So increasing upselling, making sure that the actual price point is what you want to take and not necessarily undermining with low prices and so on. So again, one of the strategy from the get-go was get a good product at low price, take market, and then start to optimize. And so I think the next year or two will probably not focus too much on making sure to extract every single dime we can from the clients, but really to create a product which is so sticky and beats the rest that we grow as the market.
Who's your number one competitor?
So we have a couple of them. Some of them are actually closing. So we have a bunch. So Libra is one of our competitors. Balance Tree is one of the competitors.
What is it called? Brown what?
Balance Tree. So it's like just write balance, but instead of the E, just the number 3. And then if you kind of expand a bit larger and to indirect, let's say, competitors, you have, guys like CoinTracker and stuff like that. So
very good. All right, well, let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite business book?
I just finished reading the Salesforce Behind the Clouds book.
That's incredible. A good one. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
So I guess the answer everyone gives is Elon Musk, but a bunch of them. So from Elon Musk, Tim Cook.
Good. Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building your company?
Well, that's it. Blocks, I guess.
No, besides your own.
I don't know, man. It's a tough question. Gmail.
All right. Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
About 7 or 8.
And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
I'm married without kids.
No kiddos? And how old are you?
I'm literally turned 32 2 days ago.
Hey, congratulations. Very good.
Thank you.
All right. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Take it easy. I mean, things will fall into place. I think.
Guys, take it easy. Rare combination here, blocks.io, SaaS plus cryptocurrency. Raised $1 million seed round back in early 2017, a $10 million ICO in 2017, converted $15 million of that raise to fiat. Their ICO was obviously on the Ethereum token, and when it was $150, went up to $1,200, which is why they were able to convert 15 to fiat. Alon believes that'll cover more than 4 years of burn. They're burning about $320,000 per month right now. They are doing about north of $20,000 per month in revenue across over 100 customers that are using them to manage their crypto assets under management. Alon, thank you so much for taking us to the top.
Thank you. Bye-bye.